One live. Are we playing that? I thought you were sharing.
No, Josh, you have this intro video.
Said it sucked though.
Honestly, I've been like a playboy lately.
Lynchmeister. Brandon.
I'm gonna go get some water real quick.
I hear you, brother. I can go up in front of 50 people and act damn fool.
That's a big ass box.
You don't have to hide around
816-629-8295.
You can call in all the time.
Hey, bro. Hey, what's up, Mike? What's up, Mike? He's calling.
Some Mike cards. Here's my wife.
It's been to the moon, everybody. To the moon. Oh man, don't take it personally.
Thank you again to everybody watching.
I gave a picture of my dick over a game of Monopoly.
Just come home when you're ready. Talk soon.
Oh, that's great. Hey, you're watching Inebriated Instigators. It's Friday night. This is season 3, episode 3. We got a couple wild and crazy guys with us, don't we, Josh? Give it up for your host, Joshua.
All right. I'm the student at Hogwarts tonight. Y'all see? I'm working with the invisible cloak, aren't I? Just talk about flashing, y'all.
It's like the opposite of an invisible cloak. Like you have to cloak over your invisibility. You got held back a few years at Hogwarts, I assume.
Right. I fucked up the cloak. They're all like, we're not supposed to see you, Josh. I went, you can't.
And that's funny. Oh, man.
Oh, I'm an idiot. But let's all bring on who we have tonight.
Yeah, who do we have, Josh? Introduce him.
We have Eno, the Genetic
Hello.
Marvel.
What's happening, guys?
I didn't mean to laugh.
I like to enter a room and everyone starts laughing. That really, keeps me humble. Because it can't always be just applause, right? They got to laugh at you too.
Well,
yeah, that's
Josh
nice.
hosted a comedy show tonight, and I think he's overdosing on adrenaline. We're off to a rough start.
Oh, no. Can I be honest? Okay? So
no,
honest,
fuck you.
What's up, man?
It's my show, asshole. So it was at the end of the show, and like literally, we had maybe 10 audience, not even 10. 5 audience people, 10 comedians. It was an open mic. You know how that happens. We usually don't. But anyways, I ended up in a smoking circle for the past 15 minutes of the show because I just let it run at that point. It's like the last comedians. I was like, hey, y'all figure it out. So I'm pre-gamed of it. Yeah. So Brandon, this is a fun Friday. We're all going to have fun. Thank y'all for ever tuning. I want to give it up to anybody else watching, anybody who joins in late of it. Don't we have a way they can talk to us?
Absolutely, Josh. Give us a call. We're going to open up the phone lines here in the next 15, 20 minutes. Give us a call at 816-629-8295. Again, that's 816-629-8295. You can leave a voicemail. You can send us a text. Or you can talk to all of us live on the air in about 20 minutes. So reach out. We'd love to hear from you. Yeah.
Ask about my magic. Ask about my magic because I'm magical, aren't I, y'all?
I really want someone to call in asking about your magic, and I want it to go off the rails. Like just immediately.
Show me your magic, Josh.
Exactly.
And then the music starts.
Yeah.
No, that's what happened anyway.
I'm Mr. I was gonna have something.
Mr. Alice Shazam.
I was.
Hey, Josh.
Whatever. Let's keep
did
going.
Anybody notice that I shaved my beard off the other day and I hate it? I
was wondering what happened. You looked really young today. I was like, he looks like a young kid, but did something change? I don't know.
Me neither. I just woke up one day. I said, I got to get rid of this damn thing. It's too hot. And as soon as I did it, I was like, that is 3 chins more than I thought I had.
Yeah. You preach to the choir. I get that completely.
That's funny.
Everybody, right?
It's been a long quarantine.
That's why
Wait a minute. I gained that
80%
much
of fat guys have a beard.
Absolutely.
You know what?
Have some
It's not even
clothes,
that. I made that mistake of getting my beard trimmed or shaven off right at like in winter, and like I'm in Toronto, so winters is a real season here. And sweet Jesus, I walked outside and I'm like, what have I done to my face? Like it makes no sense.
A freshly shaved face and then walking out into cold, like you feel it in spots that you're like, those exist.
It's horrible.
Yeah, I hate it. Luckily, it will grow back. A month from now, it'll be like it never left me.
You got that 5 o'clock shadow.
Damn, it would take me
6
months.
And I didn't do it well with it. I just used hair trimmers, and like it left all this hair down by the chin, so it exaggerates the fact that I don't have one.
Once you had a real beard, you never want to become the neck beard guy. Like that's like no, I don't want to be that guy. You know? Neck beard.
I've had neck beards, and them things itch. They itch.
It's just that beard when you forget to shave
and trim.
That's true.
Oh, that's crazy, man. So it happened. My girlfriend's going out of town for 2 weeks, fellas. Wow.
Ooh, got the house to yourself.
Did you have to clean shave for like to go back out to the bars then? Did she question it? Be like, hey, why'd you just get all cleaned up there, baby? What the fuck you gonna
do? Trust me, I'm pretty sure I would get more girls with my beard than without.
You're gonna end up with more kids right now.
No, but I'm gonna be too busy. I gotta take care of 3 cats. Oh Lord. Yeah, you guys want to hear some disgusting about them?
I don't want to hear about disgusting pussy yet.
Yeah, that's the show. That is our byline. We talk about disgusting pussies.
Is that in the mission statement? Is that going to be in
our
the
middle oldest cat? Well, basically our second cat. She ended up having what is called an anal gland rupture. So cats have 2 anal glands beside their asshole somewhere inside. And one of them can get backed up, or both of them. And in this case, one of them got so backed up, it exposed itself out of the skin and then ruptured. And now it looks like she got literally shot in the ass. Is a hole where you can see inside of her. And she's got to have surgery on it Monday. And so this weekend has been crazy. It's going to be crazy. I'm going to be by myself with a cat with 2 assholes, basically. That's my
life. How embarrassing.
Okay.
Listen. I'm okay. Like there are certain things that like people don't talk about, like mental health, and we should talk about it. What you just said, no one should ever talk about.
Yeah,
like,
no.
You go through it, you talk with your vet, and then it stops. It never gets like that is a border that we need to have. Like there are boundaries, sir.
Now you know that can happen though.
No,
you know.
No.
Okay.
Here's my question. Did you need to know that? No, did you need to know that? Did you really need to know that?
That's gonna say
if it was my own cat, I wouldn't want to know it. I would be like, well, it sucks. He's got 2 assholes now. You know what? It's his problem. What is he gonna do? Fuck it.
I'm gonna find out humans can do that too.
Well, the other
I'm a fat guy. I've done that. There's no problem. Like, let's be honest. I'm a man of culture. There are times when I need to poop. I'll take my socks off, okay? I need a full... I can't just lift up my shirt. I got to take my socks off and really make sure there's a free flow. And then, like, that's when you grab onto things and you're like, you know, like, that's why
That's why I love going to the hospital. I love when I have to go to the hospital because they have the shit bar. Like for what they use for the people that have to stand up, I use it as a shit bar. Like because then you can grab it, hold on, and
there's 2 things
that they figure out. Yeah,
they have the shit bar, but they have nowhere for you to brace with your legs because usually the bathrooms are big squares. That's the problem. Whereas in a normal bathroom, you can put your feet against the wall to get that little leverage, whereas one shit handle, it's not necessarily enough. There's an art. There's an art.
Yeah.
I'm a man. Yeah.
No, sir.
Flying backwards.
There is an art. That's why you take a bedpan or the pink buckets. Really, it's the pink bucket.
Ooh, yeah. We're talking about some fun stuff now, Dino.
No,
This
it's
is something
the
you'll
pink
never
bucket.
forget.
The pink bucket that they use for sponge baths. They usually give it to you at the beginning, and they'll put all all your soaps and stuff that they give you. But I have done that because that's always in the bathroom. So I flip that over, put my feet on the pink tub, hold the shit bar. That's how you got to do it. And then
I'm 100% sure that is out of Mr. Bean, because I see that thing upside down just sliding out and you landing ass first right into the toilet, like 100%.
Oh, finally,
that becomes a slapstick video, like where this guy's like, he's like perched trying to take a shit, then it slips, falls in, ass cheeks in. It's like, and you fall down with so much pressure, it like shoots out from in front and the back right up you, so you got like this speed strip of shit going top to bottom. No.
Oh, when I was in the hospital back in January, when I was in the hospital for a week, I was unconscious and unsedated for like 5 days, and when I finally came, I had 2 strokes, and
shit. Okay.
Wow. Okay, that explains that though. Yeah.
That's a thing, man.
I've said it before on here, but you guys haven't, I don't think, heard it, but I had 2 strokes, a seizure, and then I got diagnosed with TTP, which is a rare blood disease. So me and Josh, we've hung out in the hospital, not together, but at the hospital. But when I was in the hospital and I finally came to, they eventually moved me into another room. And like 2 days later, I had to take a shit. And I had a week. And so when I went to wipe myself, it was nothing but blood.
Oh yeah.
And then I was like, I had to page them and I was like, hey, can somebody come with me? And I'm bleeding. Then this young girl comes in and she just reaches around me and just starts wiping my ass for me with blood and shit. And I just kept looking down at the ground saying, I'm so sorry. I think that is the problem, is like, because listen, you got blood on your ass. Like after not 1 week of not having like regular diet and regular shits, like that is like shitting a glass bottle that's exploded inside you. Like it's not right. So that's legit. But I think that's the one thing you did right, was you're like, I'm sorry, but you're like, I need help and it's your job. What are you gonna do, right?
Hey, so I talked into
talk about misplaced shame.
Nurses to giving me a sponge bath.
That's not surprising. Not surprising at all.
Of course you got a sponge bath.
Hell yeah. Even though I could walk to the shower myself, I was still classified a fall risk. So I told them how I need to get showered and I just really need help. But I had to keep up the whole fall thing because my wife at the time knew I got a sponge bath, but she didn't know by what nurse. She didn't know the nurse that had to just stay in my room for 24 hours because I was on a watch. So I had a nurse that had to sleep with me for 24 hours, and I didn't
rub you all over. That sounds like wife number 2, sir. That sounds like wife number 2. I'll tell you right there.
She did some ice cream in the middle of the night. I won't forget this. Chocolate ice cream at 2 a.m.
I was laying in the hospital and this lady goes, "Oh, he stinks, right? He needs a bath." And I was like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna get a sponge bath, right?" And then this guy named Corey comes in.
You know what? And that's that guy. Like, it's the same thing with massage. Like, no, I get it, and you're like, listen, it's an awkward situation, right? But it's like then when it's like some dude, you're like, I don't want some guy trying to wash off my balls. Like, oh man, I can't.
The sad thing is, he only did my arms, my armpit, my chest, and my stomach. He didn't do anything else. I'm like, Corey, come on. You're all I got.
Corey's not top. He's not the top nurse, right? Like he's, that's
Corey's
They
like,
don't
Cynthia
really
will get
do
you.
that, though.
Yeah.
They don't clean your downstairs as much as you think. Like, she kind of gave me the rag at one point and kind of like, I got naked of it. She kind of put a rag on top of it. And then at the end,
It's a job, right?
Like removes it.
Yeah, you're not tipping her. You're not giving her a tip, right? Like she doesn't have to look at it. That's fair, right?
I don't know if a lot of you've heard like my full sets of them, but I will say at that time I had an any belly button, so it's not like there was anything to look at because it wasn't even there.
The funny thing is, Josh got completely undressed, and then the nurse was like, "Hey, I'm just taking your blood pressure."
That is totally believable. Like that's like realistically, you have to picture Josh going into a hospital and a few nurses like, "Fuck this, that guy's gonna want a bath. I'm not playing this game." Because he looks like he would be able to manipulate the staff and be like, I only got one dessert and that was yesterday. Maybe there's some extra you can hook me up with. I need a bath too. And they're like, can't you walk? And they're like, yeah, but if I fall, I don't want to, because I've had some stability issues and, I'm already naked. So she's been, and that's that's definitely like exactly how Josh has dropped it, right? Like, come on, let's.
So true though, because honestly, all the nurses love me in every place. I've gotten some of them in trouble because they come hide in my room. They'll come be chatting of it. Oh my gosh, I have those nurses wrapped around my finger when I'm there. My wife knows it. She hated it.
Let's be honest though. At the same time, those same nurses know that you have like super hard-on injections where you can be like, round 2, let's do this, right? Like,
at that time, I did not have said so all I had was a very sad Willie.
Well, that'll happen, I guess. That's
the weird thing for me though about going into the hospital. Like, if my girlfriend would have waited an hour, 2 hours later, I would have died, guys. That was that close.
Wow.
My kidney and liver shut down, and they were like, "How much do we drink?" And she was like, "He doesn't drink. All he does is smoke. Like, he doesn't." They're like, "No, come on, tell us." She was like, "They don't. He doesn't." And they couldn't believe it because it was so bad. The strokes, everything. Like, I was there, but they said that fucking place saved my life. But laying in the hospital, my lowest point, right, like my weakest, I also felt the best about myself because all the nurses would be like, "Hey, handsome," or "Hey, you sat up today," or "You opened your eyes."
That was awesome, man. You did good. Like, tomorrow, an extra pudding.
Yeah, this girl would come in every night at like 2 a.m. to take my blood to do samples, and she'd be like, "Hey, Suge, hey, Big Suge." I had a cool nickname. I was
That's all it takes is having two simultaneous strokes and then being unconscious for 5 days.
Hey.
Then everybody feels bad for you.
You beat me right there.
They're like, "You look way better than you did last week," and I'm like, like, "Hey, everybody knows me."
I have blood going to my brain now. Yes,
that's hilarious.
Crap, dude.
I'm just saying, you get a nickname. That kind of sucks. See, I'm jealous now. I never got a nickname though. Most I was ever called was
I don't think they were allowed to tell you what your nickname was, Josh. I think it was a private nickname that they gave you.
Mr. Shaky.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it because honestly, like Brandon, you're so right about like those little things they'll give you all this praise for. Because most of the time I did come in at the beginning, I really did have balance issues and all that. So PTs would come in. So
he's keeping it going. If he needs it again, he's like, "Hey, you never know, it could come back."
It does come. It's a roller coaster, this disease of it. But anyways, I then like can't walk, so I have to go on walks every night. So I always and because I'm a fall risk, I have to have a nurse walk with me. So I always try to do a couple walks at night, and we'll walk around all the nurses' stations, and I'm just chit-chatting with her and her friends. And
let's be honest, though. Let's be honest, Josh. Do you normally convince her that it's easiest if she just holds your hand while you're walking? Well, we should hold hands if we're going to do this walking. Just, we're already here. My clothes are off. Might as well.
They get back to his room.
Garter belt
like,
on
hey,
me.
you want to come in?
Hey, she has to put the garter belt on me.
Well, yeah, apparently you're trying to hump everything in the ward. Walk around, hey, listen, I'm here, my clothes are off. Might as well, you know.
My doctor caught me masturbating one day. I said, that's my finish. That's my finish. Is my doctor did walk on me masturbating.
You were jerking off in the
God.
hospital.
Yeah.
Okay, but hold on. Were you
in the hospital bed?
Were you at least like? Did you have like the blanket close by, or did you? Oh, male or female doctor? That's the better question. Female doctor. Did you have anything like? Did she get like a full eye of? Like was it or?
No,
or were you like, oh, no, just adjusting myself? Like,
remember, he had an innie, so he was just poking it.
I'm over here looking
That's
like
how he does it.
going. No. It gets somewhat. It more or less worked when it was just me. It got stage fright.
of course.
That was the big.
totally
happens to the
reasonable.
rest of us.
Listen,
even if we won't
that's
admit
not
it.
on you. That's about you need more talent in your life. That's a fair, okay? Because listen.
It doesn't matter if you're a 4; they can still be a 9. It does not matter.
Listen, that's the point. Is that a friend of mine pointed this out. He's like, listen, whatever relationship we're in is just the fact that you're cheating on your hand with a woman, and I'm like, that's listen. I give myself the best hand jobs. I'll say that right there. Okay, that's just a fact, right? And that's not saying somebody else doesn't do a good job. I'm just saying I do the best on me. That's fair.
It makes sense.
You always finish, right?
Tapped in.
You always finish with yourself.
Every time. Every time.
Me and Josh had 2 different experiences in the hospital. He was jacking off, and I was sitting there, and they're like, "Hey, can you draw a clock?" I was like, and I draw a clock, and they're like, "Great job." I'm like, "I'm a fucking rock star."
I'm
I'm fucking Leonardo da Vinci.
And I'm over here jacking it with my extra ice cream.
Josh is just trying to proposition everyone that walks in his room to have sex, and you're like, I wrote a clock. I'm an artiste, motherfucker. It's fantastic.
Guys, I remember stuff. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. I wiped my own ass today. Yeah, that's like, come on. That is top tier shit. Like, those are both great experiences, like, for someone. Someone had a good time.
Experiences,
not necessarily the same people,
Yes.
That separates men from boys. That kind of shit.
We'll add the numbers to it tomorrow.
The hospital was like my vacation. I've always even told that to the wife. I was like, I love going to the hospital for vacation.
It costs fucking enough.
All right, Josh, time to spin the wheel, buddy. Let's get fucking inebriated, man.
Oh, good. I have some of my drink left.
Yeah.
Every episode, Josh spins 2 wheels. They'll tell you how much to drink or smoke, and maybe what a topic would be.
Hold on, let me grab a beer.
Yeah, sure. Take your time, and then we'll get into the 3-minute sets. So here we go.
All right. What are we doing here?
Can I do 3 minutes? Because I then want to see what my drunk is.
Oh, that's funny. Do you want me to do 3 minutes too?
Let's all just rock whatever you want, story or 3 minutes. But I just got to say, now you all want me to. You all gave me the idea. I am totally writing a joke now about being Hugh Hef of the St. Joe's, of the St. Luke's.
You did. Hold on, you hadn't written that as a bit yet? Are you fucking retarded? What's wrong with you?
I have not written the bit that I've gotten caught jacking off by my hot doctor and med students, and I'm not shitting you that there was med students behind her, but they didn't see me going full hog. The doctor caught
full hog.
She caught me like, oh shit! Then I was able to blink it quick, but she caught full rod.
Full stick. No. Let's not say full rod. Like, let's be honest. It's not
full twig. Full twig.
Full twig. Full twig, baby. What was her? I gotta know, what was her reaction to this? Like, how? Like, did she just like, whoa, or like, she's like, oh, hey, what's up? And did she start watching? Like, I don't know. Like, what's right to do? I don't know.
So what happened is bed's here.
Yeah.
door is right over here. There's a good little distance of it. So, and I'm not allowed to shut my door because I was a suicide risk. I always had to keep the door open. So
Fair.
that's another reason why I kind of like doing it in the hospital, because it felt dangerous that I was doing it with an open door and just people walking by.
Hey, that's also like the two butthole cat. That's too far. You don't have to tell people that. That's an inside thing. You're doing it outside. I love the danger of jerking off in public. Like that's not. You don't want that on the record. You don't want like you can say that privately to somebody, but you don't type it. You don't yeah. That's anyways. Go on. Sorry.
I was in the stroke
Who's
wing
who?
at the hospital, and if I were to try to jack off, I was the youngest there. Everybody else was in their 70s, right? So if I were to try to jack off, I couldn't, because all I heard for 3 days was this old lady yelling "help" for 20 hours.
Oh,
Wow.
guy.
She
This is the
slept
thing.
for like 4 hours, and then she was lost. She didn't know where she was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He kept coming to and being like, "Help!" And
Yeah.
the nurses, they were just like, after like the first like hour, 2 hours of her doing it, they were all there, But
Yeah.
then
But
later
there's
that
nothing.
day, the next day, they
Yeah.
were like, "Fucking let her."
That's
You
okay.
can't. But that's
I
you know
get
what you can. Yeah.
That
Sorry. Go ahead.
sucks about the neuro wings, because usually I'm not super bad, so they've thrown me on just random wings. Like I've been on the heart wing, I've been on pre-op, I've been on a lot of wings, but the neuro wing sucks because of that. And I don't mean it. I mean people are dealing with it. I'm not that way. That's after brain surgery. That's after what you've gone
Yeah.
through, not what I've had, because I did have a lady for 2 days just going exorcist screaming in the wall right behind me.
For
They
real.
actually had to strap her, and
Yeah.
the nurse that I got the sponge bath from was the one that had to deal with her, and she came in and snuck in my room for 30 minutes, and that's the one that kind of got in trouble because she was telling me about it. That lady hit her in the face, and I was comforting her and being like, "Oh my gosh," and I was just talking to her after she got hit in the face by this lady, and that's how I think I ended up with my sponge bath.
Nice.
Let me guess. You were like, "Hey, listen, you're here. We're talking. I'm naked. Why not?" That's, I get
Why
it.
not? Hey.
Off the real thing, buddy. John, what have you been up to? What do you got going on, man?
I fucking have a podcast. It's about comics, cartoons, and craft beers. That's the name of it too.
Nice,
And
dude.
we get drunk and talk about cartoons. Spinning the wheel. I don't know who it's for. Oh God.
Oh, it's
Now
for
we kind of
everybody.
do it for
Is it two?
It's for everybody.
You got me with
somebody,
the two twice the last time I
Brandon.
was on.
Brandon, somebody's coming out of the ground right now.
Hell. Oh my God.
Not again. Oh. Hey guys, it's me, the devil.
Hey, devil.
How's it going?
Hey, devil, what do we have to do?
I got a lot to do. I'm a busy man.
It's so what hell is then we're starting this off right. Finish whatever you have in front of you. Whatever's open in front of you.
Oh, Josh, you bore me. I'm sending you to heaven so I don't deal with you.
I love Brandon's impersonation of the devil. I've got it twice.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Oh my God, I hate that motherfucker.
He possesses you all the time, doesn't he?
Yeah, I don't even know what he's doing. Like, I'm not even here. So
You're just a portal to. Man,
yeah,
that must be
it's
so.
kinda weird.
And
Do you
probably with
ever
the multiple.
blame the devil with your girlfriend then? Do you ever blame the devil? Be like, hey, baby, it wasn't me. He possessed me. My bad. My bad. Blame
No,
his
Me,
ass.
myself, and Irene when he has sex with her.
I try to tell her that, but she's like, I do not like it when you do the devil on that show.
Has she really?
You're like,
Yeah.
hey, guy.
Okay.
It's funny. Like,
It's always funny to see what your significant other is like. Hey, that's not okay. Like I got my face painted like the Joker once, from the Dark Knight. Okay.
Jeez, thank
And then we took a subway ride across the city to get back to our car. And she met up with me. She sees me. I'm like, hey, I got my face painted. And she's like, what the fuck? And then we get on the subway and I'm just like, do, 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 do. Because I don't even think about it. Like, this is the thing is I'm 6'2" and I'm around 400 pounds. I'm a massive guy, right? So I'm like, people just stare, and I'm like, okay, no big deal. So me having the face paint, I'm like, oh, they're just staring because I'm a fat guy, not because I look like a complete psychopath, right?
You
And
look
then
like
she's like, yeah.
Sorcerer,
Oh, are you kidding? Yeah, it was horrible. And
I'm
she's
just
just like,
saying, fat guys that look like that are just scarier. I'm sorry, scarier / it's like I know I can run away from you, but you're creeping me out just a lot worse.
yeah, but we're in a tin can that's has locked doors, and now we have an issue. I'm like,
I don't know. Wearing the Joker face and then doing something horrible, that's like telegraphing it too much. Like, I feel like a real crazy person is just normal, and then they run up to you and stab you in the eye. Like,
definitely, that seems reasonable.
New York subway? Oh yeah.
Oh, New York.
Oh,
You know,
okay. I'm gonna try to drive. I'm driving the boat. I'm the skipper tonight.
Good luck.
So we've already jumped into a point of contention of going through. I will say at this point, my kind of executive going through the jokes at this point. I'm already a little inebriated. We're just rolling along. Does anybody have like a story or a quick joke to shoot out? Like, let's just do a minute, and then when we get to the end, we'll do another one, but not do the full sets of it, and let them all go. I'll say another crazy little story y'all want, or I do have a kind of some new joke.
Me, John, and Dino, we were like, hey, let's go down to the lake. It leads out into the ocean. We can rent a boat. We can have a good time. We can smoke. We can drink. We can chill. And then we get there, and then Josh is our captain.
guy, he's like, don't worry, everything will be fine until you're in the middle of the water, and suddenly he's naked. He's like, hey, you're here. I'm naked. Might as well.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Like, hey, you see that Coast Guard boat? Let's race it.
It's hilarious because. Listen, somebody said,
tell me you've done the naked man with your wife. Somebody's done that with their girlfriend or your wife. You cannot tell me that you've never done that. I'm naked. You're here. Like, I have pulled that with the wife. She walks in the room and you just
bet all the time.
naked.
No.
Like,
I was raised in a non-broken household, and I'm not insane. I never have been like, hey, honey, I'm here. Just hoist yourself up and let's get to business. No, I'm not an animal. Okay, this is the thing. Is you know what I've been seeing is where people are like, well, hey, you want to look at my wiener? And I'm like, number one, that's not how you talk to people. Where you're just like, it's right here. I could just show you. This is the confusing thing that I'm experiencing. Okay, because apparently everyone has been sexually harassed, and I'm like, hey, I really feel attacked at this point because I've never been sexually harassed. And then it started happening when I started doing comedy. I had a woman walk up and I'm like, can you not touch me? I'm a happily married man. She's like, what? And I'm like, number one, you're like a solid 6, but sorry, wife's a 9. I'm good. So
I think you're really funny.
Yeah, you're like, that's good. Yeah, just you can go over there. It's never good. Like,
buy me a drag. It's like not with another guy's wallet. No.
I actually specifically tell my girlfriend to look away, turn away when I hunt her.
Definitely. I want to stay married. I'm like, just I don't want
to. And I'm like, no. I just scream at her.
Lights on? No. We're good.
Get out of here. I'm hideous.
Yeah. I'm known as being funny. That's what I got. The rest of it, you're like, listen. I have a proportionate wiener. I'm like, that's we don't need the lights and these kind of things.
Sorry, I hate when I see pretty people.
I don't know, Dino, but I was as fat as you before. Yeah.
I was going to ask you about that. So you've lost 150 pounds, right?
I'm actually down 170 at this point now.
Good for you. Congratulations. So I've lost. So I was 450 at the beginning of the life that we've led for ourselves over the last year and a half. And up until now, I've lost 80 pounds. And I'm like, This is the thing is, like it's weird because I've lost a large dog, right? Like I've removed a large dog from my body, but
Wow.
I'm still bigger than 2 people. You know,
Yeah.
like so it's weird because I'm like I should be proud, right, to lose that much weight.
Exactly.
Mhm.
But at the same time, I'm like I'm still as big as a house. Like it's like
I know.
You just have ambition.
That's how I
Yeah.
am. I'm still looked as fat. I
You?
know it. Yeah, people have seen me still as like fat because I still do have that beer belly because I really need the dough trimming surgery. But
Yeah.
That-
Well,
I just
I find it funny. Like so, at this point, like I was always big, and like I'm a big guy, like normally.
Yeah.
So it's like it's weird because like I'm at 370 pounds, and I'm like I can touch my toes. Where people are like, huh? I'm like, yeah, no, I have a lot of mobility,
yep.
right? Like, so it's weird because people hear you lost 80 pounds, and then they're like, you're smaller but still gigantic. I'm like, yes, I'm very clear on the fact that I still have to choose chairs wisely. So
But you can still do stuff more than them. That's my thing that when I was always, because I always was big. I remember when I first started football at 8 years old, I had to play with the 13-year-olds because I passed all the weight brackets.
yeah.
So I had to play with the older kids, got my ass killed.
And that
But
explains a lot.
I could run, and I could run a mile when you're skinny ass that eats KFC all the time. You can't. So you
Yeah.
can call me fat, but if I can run faster than you, asshole, and I stay warm in the winter, so suck it.
Okay, that's true. And you know what? Like I've walked around, so I'm like, I walk around in like a goose down jacket, but I'll have the front open. So I'm like, I'll be walking around, and people are like, it's freezing. I'm like, I feel great. But then I walk outside and touch my own belly. I'm like, my belly is like frozen solid. It's so messed up. But I felt okay. So, man, what are you gonna do?
Since the end of January, I've gained like 35, 40 pounds.
Guy, you know what? This is the thing is like I love the whole idea of people like body positivity and stuff, but at the same time, you're like, listen, you can be overweight, but if you're unhealthy, right? Like those are two actual independent things. Like at my size, like I just went through a bunch of medical tests, and it's like every doctor I talked to was like, how did you get somebody to do these tests for you? I'm like, I didn't. I don't know what it is. I'm like, I'm underneath the layer of protective fat. I'm not in bad shape. You know, it's in my core.
I get that.
That's thoroughbred DNA.
Well, you know,
like I said, we're built for the Ice Age. That's all it was. I was built for
He's
the
in
Ice
Toronto. Yeah.
yeah, I am.
Yeah, see,
They're gonna get hit with it soon.
That's
Hey,
why
Josh, what do you got in your hand? What's that in your hand,
got
Josh?
the wheel. We're gonna do the wheel and then pop to a story, and then we have something new for you all. Something new and fun and informative, right? This is informative, needed information. But
That sounds like it's going to be another cat with 2 assholes story, but let's do
You're
it.
definitely gonna be naked. Yeah, I get it. The wheel's disappearing.
It's
See through. The ghost. This is horrible. Just tell me what it is.
waterfall.
Waterfall. Oh,
What's a waterfall?
Ooh.
Supposed to drink water?
Just keep drinking until
5 seconds.
I'll tell you when. Yeah, drink straight for 5 seconds.
I don't trust you to count this.
Yeah. Josh, you have a timer.
You can't put fingers up. I'm putting my drink down. You can't.
You know, he started off and he was going like 1, 2, and I was like, oh, okay. And then he's like, 3.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh,
Middle finger. Yeah.
Every time. You know, I thought better, but I'm like, no, I'm definitely getting the finger. That's definitely gonna happen.
Josh, you sneaky hobbit. You tried to do one over on him.
For shame, sir.
Something?
You were supposed to be a captain of this ship. and you're like, fuck you.
Yeah, where are we
I'm
going?
naked. I'm here. Might as well. You know?
You are going. That is gonna be a line in one of my bits now. I'm just saying. I'm gonna have for sure. I'm stealing. I'm naked. I'm here. Let's go.
Oh, definitely. That's no. It's yours. Absolutely. My thing is this: do you laugh at your own jokes on stage?
Yeah.
Like that.
So if you laugh like that, right after that is when you drop that. Be like, I'm here. I'm naked. Might as well. That's got to be like your top pickup line.
Yeah.
And it's got to go with the laugh because it's like it is. Honestly, I love your laugh because it stands out so much. But at the same time, it is one creepy fucking laugh. Like if I was in a mall and I heard that, I'd be like, "Oh, kids, let's go somewhere else." That's not. We don't know. We don't want to be around that laugh. That's something might happen there. That's not for
Right?
That's where the kids. Where the kids. Where's this?
Josh is one chemical barrel away from becoming the Joker. That's all it is.
Oh yeah.
I feel like you're a goblin of like mischief of some sort, like the Asgardian Loki.
So I think that. But what's the plus of this laugh? Which is, it's with power comes great responsibility. Though is I can always get a laugh. Like if I have a bombing joke, like if I'm bombing and then I just like laugh at myself of it, boom, every time. See,
what does that laugh remind me of? It's like a cartoon character, like a cereal mascot's laugh. But who is it? Like, I don't know.
It's not. It's an obscure. It's an obscure one though. I'm trying to think. I feel like it's from a cartoon.
Kind of reminds me of Cookie Crisp.
Hey, John, maybe you can help me. I got a question. What mythical god of mischief is there that doesn't have a dick that works and has to shoot it with a?
I don't know. I think all of them fuck everything.
Is that
Norse lore?
That's
right?
a constant.
And become like a part of it.
Lori
right?
says it's Roger Rabbit.
Oh yeah, there it is.
That makes sense.
The Roger Rabbit laugh.
No, it's when he says,
it's like, why the fuck is Jessica Rabbit banging this dude?
That's crazy how that
works. Seems, you know what though? Like, let's be honest. If you heard Josh talking, you would just assume, like, if you saw a Roger Rabbit like woman walk in, you're like, oh, Josh is here for sure. Like some crazy universe is like has to align itself, and that's and you're just like, oh, that's some fucked up shit. All right, whatever. I get it. That was always weird.
Fucked up shit, man. My life is just.
You see,
by the way,
this is the thing is every life is, This is why it's like there's always some fucked up shit going on for people, and you're like, you know what? I'm happy to do comedy just because you're like, you know what? Just to get out of your own head and just start making fun of shit is worthwhile, right? And that's because you're like, dude, if you ever start lining up shit that you've gone through, you're like, no, that would break any sane person, right? Mm-hmm. Just the series of events. But the fact is, like, you just, especially when you have an outlet like that's artistic, like comedy, you can just, you just start turning into things. You're going, you know what? I don't have to be an asshole and look at this. I can look at this and go, man, some fucked up shit, but I'm still here,
Oh, I know, and that's what I'm writing my book about, and everything exactly is like that. Because I mean, I've started a fight club. I've burned down my apartment. I puked on George Bush. I've bit my tongue off. I got rock stuck in my ear. I flooded my apartment with her. I've gotten the MS. I got a rare form of mono on my honeymoon. Like I said, I got the dickroids. I'm in medical journals now because I've been called a medical marvel about 10 times. Seen all the med students. I've been people's homework.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's a weird
piece
flex.
Of history, man.
That is an odd flex. So it's like, I see a lot of med student. Like it's a weird where you're going, that's incredible, but at the same time, it's like, all right, like, good for you.
Tell me, I don't know what it is. Like,
like it's a weird. It's
all confused as hell. I don't get it either.
Yeah, it's like I heard a guy who's like, oh, I've started 5 businesses and they all went bankrupt, and I'm like, and you're
why are you telling me?
So I should never have you run my business. You're like, I feel like if there was a lightning storm, I'm going wherever Josh is going because I'm not getting hit. Like that's gonna
Josh or
happen.
Brandon, either of them.
You know?
God damn,
Hey,
dude.
there's
Rough cat.
no Murphy's law. It's
Hey
Lynch's
Josh,
law.
everything you said would sound better if it had like a sitcom theme song to it, like "Whatever Happened to" by an
Oh my god, that was so good.
You know what? Burning down your house.
I ain't got time for that.
There must be some kind of sponge bath inside this gentle world.
Because
I
after
was
all, I'm naked and you're here, so might as well.
Everywhere you look.
I am like, because you're right.
Okay.
Just obviously
Okay.
the naked.
And then they run up the staircase that goes to nowhere.
John, what you just said is like everywhere you look, I'm there, I'm naked. Why not? Like that is definitely a song. Like I'm jealous of people who are musical, but that line, like that is top tier entertainment. Like, like Josh, I don't care what you stick in your dick, but like you gotta be naked and like standing proud, but then have like a blurred out area that's like 3 feet long and just be like, that's what happens.
Like a person stand next to you and then just blur out the entire person.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, yeah. Or just have it erect and just be like all the way across the page, be like, that's what I got. Ta-da!
I am gonna do that photo now. I will do that photo too. That one and what I am. Y'all gotta. Dude, I want to get to our little stories here. Let's get to our stories in our new segment, and then I'll tell you. We'll go into Daisy later.
All right, you played the video on your end, Josh. Remember, you got to.
Oh, we're doing our quick stories. Anybody have their? Yeah, it's so late in the show of it. We've been bullshitting around. We'll just keep having fun of it. Let's drink one more time, and then we have some information to share that the world needs to know.
Fuck. What is it?
Now let's figure out what the fuck it says.
Safe space.
Safe space? What are you guys? Oh, wait. I see the rainbow backward now. Okay.
No,
there we go.
Don't touch me there. That's my safety square. Have you heard that song?
No, don't touch me there.
Someone said that to me, and I'm like, I'm sorry? Like, I don't. What did I do? I'm like, why are you sending me this? I didn't touch nobody.
But it's my
you guys ever watch the rainforest? The tropical rainforest. No.
Here we go. We have this brand new segment. Somebody just had some information they wanted to share.
Here are our headlines for today. Well, Trump's back in the news. Former president and everyone's favorite fortune teller says he will be president again in August. He also predicts the winning numbers for today's lottery are 6969, and the Powerball is a golden shower. Oh shit! In other news, in recently leaked emails, Dr. Fauci says mask not really effective. Other Fauci leaked emails include, you've won a $100 Walmart gift card and grow your penis fast. In entertainment news, Susan Sarandon and Gina Davis set for Thelma and Louise 30th anniversary drive-in event. After the viewing, they will be offering a meet and greet at the bottom of a canyon. Oh, shit. Guys, a decomposing body of 79-year-old woman found partially eaten by her cats. I recently sat down with my girlfriend to discuss this horrific occurrence, and she said, what a dream come true. Oh, shit. All right, and our last top headline tonight is a report states that elephant trunks can suck water at a rate of 330 miles per hour. I know where Josh will be after the show. All right, guys, that was Team Headlines with Brandon Williams. Thank you.
Woo!
Listen, that
Nice.
picture that was on the elephant of Josh is the one that you need to edit. Just that same pose with the giant dog. Definitely. That posture is exactly what you want. I would say make sure the lights are on the nipples and really just this is all I got. Oh yeah.
And do I have
That's my-
to have the hands? Do I need to have the hands like the cripple hands?
Absolutely. I
That's
would
only
say,
to your sides. So you're like, I'm proud, and I got yeah.
Or like a T-Rex. Yeah.
Like a T-Rex. Even like have one foot on a box too.
You're a clever
Like, yeah.
girl. You know?
Definitely.
You all are going to see this photo before you know it.
I'm
God,
not
I hope
answering messages from Josh's messenger. I'm just gonna anything Josh sends me, I'm just not gonna look at. That's because I know one of them's gonna be a picture of that. Like, was this who you're talking to? And I'm like, number one, I said blurred out. I definitely want to blurred out. I don't need. It's a little too much. It's a little too
You
much.
want to see my full rod?
No, I have
No.
never. I don't want to see my own, and I have to put up with that. Why do I want to see
Just
yours?
talk about Rod Stewart.
Okay,
It's like,
I
hey,
don't
he's here to
get a
sing.
Rod,
Like, look.
Mine is a mine just turns into a home defense weapon.
80s singer Rod Stewart. What are you doing here? No.
Mine turns into a home defense weapon.
John, I got that. Nice. That's
Yeah,
good.
things can only get better. Whoa, whoa, whoa. No, I'm sorry. Josh, you wanted a story? One time you invited me on the show and you talked about your dick the whole time. That was the story. No.
That seems like a previous episode, though. Like for
Yeah.
sure.
No,
For
that
sure.
one made me drink 9 shots, dude. Josh, you're just
I
laughing the whole
don't talk
time.
about my dick that much. It's just
No.
it's interesting.
It's a hot topic, man. We gotta discuss what the people want to hear, man.
So hold on, can you like double up on shots, or is it like a one time and then you have to do another one, or can you like double whammy here?
Okay,
I
no,
think someone was
because
king. They
one
made me drink
shot-
twice,
One
and then I got
shot
the
made
2-shot thing 3 times.
Oh yeah, you got fucked that night. But no, I can only take one shot because it makes me I've had an erection lasting over 4 hours with just the one. I actually
Oh, you're
had to go to
talking about
the
the dick
ER.
shots.
Yeah, those steroids of them. And I will say though, I accidentally because with the MS, I call myself Mr. Shaky. So that
That's not
honestly,
nice.
all that means is I don't move my arm when I jack off. But one time when
Yeah,
I was
give him a
trying
second,
to
yeah.
when I was trying to Pulp Fiction my dick with the roids, because it's not like you can just you have to Pulp Fiction it. And then I accidentally hit my leg.
You're like,
Yeah, but I found the super
It's like
soldier
this.
serum right there. Because it really did turn my leg into the Hulk. I'm over here busting through walls with my leg. So just imagine then what it does to my 4-hour-long dick. I can fuck a hole through a door. You ain't hiding from me.
Oh, you fuck stuff with your leg.
Like, honestly, that seems accurate, but at the same time, I'm like, I feel like he's tested it. Like, I feel like he's taken the time to be like, I want to see if I can fuck through a cement wall, and then he's like, yeah, 3 hours, 45 minutes, I did it right through the cement wall.
Now
Full
I
cinder
kind
block,
of want to
baby.
know if I could do that.
Hey,
I think
I
every
can't-
guy would. Every guy would.
Hey,
Like, who wouldn't?
I vibrate as well, so it's
Definitely
like a
forced me, man.
jackhammer. You know, it's literally it's a jackhammer.
See, this is the thing. It's when you get guys that are like, I don't give a shit anymore. I'm just gonna say what's on my mind. Is you come up with the most unique of ideas. Like for me, it was that the Flash actually should be a fat guy. It should not be a thin guy under any circumstances. Because the
That'd be way more
Flash
impressive.
it's not just that, but he needs the extra calories at all times. Otherwise, he could actually die. So it's like the only reasonable course of action is for him to be an obese man. Just flat out.
But doesn't he regenerate or go through those
No!
calories?
We're not talking about that.
No, he's not made of magic. God damn it.
Yeah. Okay.
I feel like comic books are
Just
just like,
focus on what's
magic,
important.
He can come back
I'm
from the
saying-
dead now. Oh, no.
That I could be the next Flash
Alternate universe.
indefinitely. Okay? I'm just saying if they get rid of the little guy, I could be the new Flash. It's not just the Kool-Aid man that I could replace here. Okay, I'm telling you, this logic works.
I could be
Flash
Hulk.
could really run through a wall really fast too.
Exactly.
Ooh,
like,
I
"Oh,
could
yeah."
be the new the thing. Instead of the thing, it's the it, the big it.
A bigot.
And I could be going
You
around.
definitely don't want to be the bigot. That's definitely not.
Oh. Hey, Josh, I think we
shit.
should,
I did
Will
not
Josh-
get that I just said big it.
Josh said it. Josh said it. I'm like, that didn't sound right. Then John said it again, and I'm like, oh, that's definitely not what you want to be. I'm a hero. My name is the Big It, and you're like,
And I'm the noise.
And my last name is Lynch.
That's severe, man.
Well, we've all been deleted off the internet at this point, so
This is an unacceptable episode.
yeah,
It's meant for censorship.
yeah.
Ready
The title,
with the
the
big
title
black
is
bar right
my name.
over your dick. And
I do have I do have the only last name you're not allowed to get on a license plate.
Wow. Did you try to get a custom license plate that says Lynch on it?
I did ask, yeah.
Of course you can't, dude.
It's just
Did
my name.
you try Lynch one next?
Being in Canada, I love the fact that if I saw that on a license plate, I'm like, oh, that's obviously his last name. There would never be any consideration otherwise. Whereas in the States, we're like, no, you can't have that. We stopped making those license plates. You're like,
yeah, we know what you're doing.
Yeah, wow, that's pretty aggressive.
But look, it's my last. Still sent the wrong message.
Sir. Still, sir, it's not okay.
Oh my
Put
God,
your
We
away.
have to actively monitor it because they're here, man.
Josh, you just scared the shit out of me, bro. I'm smoking weed and your head's floating.
Yo, Josh's head. Oh yeah. Go to the left. Go to the right. Yeah. No.
That's
It's
fantastic.
too gruesome.
Yeah, for about 24
Oh God,
seconds,
that's horrible.
never
I saw
noticed
your
it.
face. I was wondering what you were
too.
staring at.
Yeah.
Brandon
Hey,
was like,
spin the wheel again, and I would like to offer our guests for coming on the show if they're willing to do their comedy for 3
Yeah.
minutes and
Whatever
promote
you
whatever
want.
they would like.
Thank you. Yeah.
So yeah, dude, I want to hear it.
I think
And
I'm drunk enough.
yeah, and Josh, 2 shots.
no.
Really?
Yeah, I can see it now. Oh, it
It
didn't make it. It went to
didn't
hell.
make it all the way. It made it too. Man, because your girlfriend's gone, he just wants to come have fun.
No, she hasn't left yet, and he's busy right now.
He's just like, no.
What? You get the busy.
He's not getting possessed twice in one day. Do you know how bad that is for you?
Takes a lot out of me.
I thought that would put
He's
a
not
lot.
allowing the doorway to hell to open up inside of him. And you know what? I would neither. Okay.
It's better when it's put in at least twice a day.
All right, I'm gonna pack a bowl, and I'm gonna.
Hey, guys.
And what do you guys think is the equivalent of smoking a whole bowl with me with your drinking?
You got it.
I don't know, man. I'm already 3
I'm
edibles in and
honestly-
1 beer. I'm good.
I'm almost
My
calling
girlfriend has the
myself
bowl.
the skipper. He's about to drive this boat into an iceberg. I'm just saying.
You look like a ghost ship driver because your disembodied head and
No, what
It's
I
like-
what all I imagine is remember the Haunted Mansion from Disney.
Yeah, one of those statues outside.
Oh yeah.
That was a very fun movie and ride.
Yeah, the ride's pretty cool.
When you go in the mirror and you see the ghost next to you, you're like, ah, like that's so great. I
don't
remember being 12.
like dark.
Stop it. That's sick.
Weed.
Sorry, guys. All right, well, who wants to go first, John or Dino?
I could go.
Who's it?
Have at it.
Okay.
Man, you
Why
look
did
like
I sign up for a
star.
comedy competition 2 weeks from now? Because I have not done this in fucking forever. And remembering my jokes. All right. So I could start off with some crowd work. We have a beautiful crowd here. I myself am a part of this crowd, so I'll start with me. I know I look like Lieutenant Dan after he lost his legs, but both of my legs still work, so we're good. I know I look like Post Malone, like before his tattoos, so I guess like pre-Malone, like almost Malone, like before he found Postmates and was a bad rapper. Fuck.
Like Post
You
Malone.
guys enjoy LSD? You guys ever try it before? You scared to try it? No? Yeah.
I mean,
I don't
acid.
understand why people are scared to try it, because like they're like, oh, I don't want to do acid. It's gonna freak me out. It's like acid's a very welcoming drug. You do it and everything waves at you for 8 hours straight. So wherever you go, you're welcome. Yes. You know what I find very attractive? Magnets. Yeah. Holy shit. Yeah. You guys have like an estranged father? Anyone in the audience have an estranged father? No? Okay. Sometimes I wish mine was, because then I would wake up in the morning and no one would ask me for help moving a fucking refrigerator at 9 in the morning. You know? Like, it's just like, I'd be like, oh, my dad left when I was 7. It's like, man, fucking to be that lucky. Like, I could have my Saturday mornings to myself. No, now I got to refinish a fucking deck. I live in New Jersey. I live in a town near the beach, so that means everyone around me hates me because I don't drive an Audi. And then I go deliver pizza for people like down south, and they all hate me because I have a working car. So I'm pretty much just, I get it both ways. I went to school to learn how to make like pharmaceuticals, and then it was because I wanted to help people get medicine, and then I found out that it doesn't matter if I make them, they still can't afford them. So I started making hat pins and selling them on the internet, and that's literally my life. That's not even a joke. That's what I'm doing. Like, and it's working out really well. People are buying hat pins, and no one needs a hat pin for insulin or whatever. They're just, you know, so I can be late when I deliver them. Are you conducting? Do I have time left? I don't.
45 seconds.
Josh, how? What? Wait, no, I'm going to crescendo. I'm about to crescendo. Okay, so you guys like Creed? Of course you don't. No, you don't. But don't lie to me. What if Creed was your local fire department and they were like, let's go fight this fire? Or what if Creed was like calling up their drug dealer? It's like, can you get me higher? Or what if Creed was like straight on the side of the road in their tour bus and they call up AAA? It's like, can you change this tire? And do you remember when they could just end every syllable with yeah, no matter what in the 90s? All right, my name is John Beecroft. Don't do too much acid. Thank you.
Oh, perfect timing, man. That was 3 minutes. Perfect timing.
Guy,
Good shit,
that
John.
was,
Good shit.
I love it.
Guy, I loved how you're like, so I deliver pizza, and I'm like, that checks out. That's like, he's like, I went to school to make drugs, and I'm like, again, these are
nailed it.
It's like, now I sell pins. I'm like, yeah, that's a full circle. I like it. I dig it. It's definitely.
Imagine being a band, right? Imagine being a band and you guys are sitting together, or we're sitting together, right? And we're coming up with a song and it's amazing. Everybody loves it. Everybody we played it for loves it, right? We release it. It's on Spotify, but it's on the Creed playlist. If you like Creed, you're going to like the Inebriated Instigators.
Yeah,
soundbite is close enough. Yeah, and then you get sued by Scott.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
I hope not.
That jackass.
Oh, I gotta say, when you say you look like Post Malone, yes, you do. You do look like a prepubescent Post Malone. But you honestly, you look like if Post Malone got on Christianity. Because you
got
look
way
like
into Jesus.
Like, yeah, he got now the Jesus look going, and he didn't get the tattoos because he
removed his
found
tattoos. Yeah.
So you're the Post Malone that's going to heaven.
That sounds awful.
Well, Dino,
Post Malone,
Dino, the genetic marvel, the one and only Dino, very funny guy. Would you like to do 3 minutes as well? Promote anything?
Sure. I'll talk. I don't know what the fuck to do at this point, but you know, I'll be honest with you. I've just found that it's been such a great time being at home because I'm lazy at a level where if it was like an Olympic competition, it isn't enough that I would just win the competition, but I would send someone else to pick up the medal because it's 2 steps too many, you know? And because of that, I feel, like staying at home, I'm like, I've had a good time with this. And other people are just like, oh, I want to leave the house. And I'm like, listen, that is your family. You pick those goddamn people. And the fact that you don't like it is like, yeah, you're bad at decision making. And it's just proven, like, how many times have you heard people just say, like, oh, I would never be that guy who opens the door when you're not supposed to open the door. You're like, yeah, apparently all of us, every last one of us would be that stupid person because we become useless. And like, this is the thing is now, like, I've been married for a few years. I've been with my wife for about 15 years in total. Like, we've been together for a long time. So I never tried any sort of like online dating. And the stuff I hear from people, I'm like, you guys are crazy because that's what they do. And I'm like, it's not just like people catfish other people. They just flat out lie like, oh yeah, I'm an architect. And you're like, this guy doesn't even have a job. You're like, what? I don't understand. What were you gonna pull, right? And that's why I feel like there needs to be a movement with regards to truthful advertising, right? Like, we're setting standards too high. We're misleading young people in the future. We're causing women to have self-esteem issues, and men are questioning their morals. I mean, listen. The last time I checked, no one shares fast food, but sure enough, these commercials, they're showing people giving bites of a burger. Guy, I won't give fries to my wife. Okay? I've had sex with this person and I won't give her fries. And you're saying people share a burger? That's not a thing. Nobody does that.
You order it. Yeah, fuck that.
There's listen, that's an expectation. My wife's like, can I have a bite of your burger? What? I'll go another round through the drive-through before you get a bite of my burger. I will jam the entire thing in my mouth and start because I'm like, no, you're not. That's mine. Okay, like a chicken nugget. No. I need all 20. Okay, I have gotten the right amount. I asked for 5 sauces and 20 nuggets. I can't have. You can't. I don't know how much you dip. Like, look, I use sauce. I use chicken wings and McNuggets as a delivery system for dill sauce, blue cheese, and sweet and sour sauce. Okay, like that's how it works. I'm down. Like, you can't take a shot of sweet and sour sauce from McDonald's. Okay, this is the only option I have is to scoop. Like, it's a very time sensitive thing. You got to go in and you can't let the drip fall. You know what it looks like when a guy with a beard has sweet and sour sauce line right down here because he didn't get it in time, so just bloop. Right there, you won't even know. You'll be like, oh, just walking around my day, and then boom, you're covered in sauce. It's a horrible experience. I don't know. That's really my take on. I'm working on that bit right now because I don't know where I'm going to go with it. But the fact is, it's bullshit. I'm not sharing a burger. Like, I know I don't look like the guy who shares food, right? Like, that's a given. But it's like, no. This is not like I'll trade my wife like the little crispy fries for a full fry. I'm like, I won't even give her like equal weighting. Like, no.
I'll take food from
you
her.
You like the little one? I get a big one because I like big stuff. Okay, that's just how it is. Yeah, that's definitely the truth.
Yeah, unrealistic expectations in dating.
It's false advertising across the board.
Also 3 minutes, Dino. Great job, man. That's funny.
I like.
I'm known for my punctuality, not for my speed. That's
Hey, I get it.
My girlfriend went to
floating son of a bitch.
Listen, I had Brandon laughing, I had John laughing, but Josh is just occupied with making himself be a floating head. He's like, I'm hilarious. He's like, I'm the funniest guy on this thing because I got a floating head. Like, listen, I'm telling jokes here, you cocksucker. Okay?
His 3 minutes.
Fucking, my 3 minutes. Now you're a little dancing. I'm a dancing head. Look at me, motherfucker.
I was laughing. I liked it.
Guy, you were stone faced for half of it going, oh. Okay, so fuck you prick.
Rare fuck you to Josh. Oh, I like it. This is a lovely crowd.
When we met, I live by 2 rules.
I hate being sexy, but I'm a chubby bearded man. All right, got it.
It's pretty.
Oz.
When me and my girlfriend first got together, I told her I live by 2 rules. 1, I never trust anybody wearing a tunic. And 2, don't you ever fuck with my ketchup. Like,
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
you get your own ketchup.
See,
I got mine.
this is the thing though, is do you also change condiment for wherever you are? Like for me, I won't get McDonald's ketchup. I'll get sweet and sour sauce for my fries. Okay. Wendy's though, definitely get the ketchup at Wendy's because their sweet and sour sauce tastes like feet. Right. So there's a methodical process to this shit. That's why I just that kind of stuff. Be like, oh, can I have some? No. What planet are you on? I order food. You order food. You eat your food. I eat my food. What's the problem?
For me, going to the places, I'm from the
Nice.
deep south. I'm from Georgia. And when I go to places, I only get barbecue sauce. So I can tell which the best one for me at any place. Dairy Queen has surprisingly good barbecue sauce, everybody. Dairy Queen.
Yeah.
They tried to have burgers.
Have you ever
and everything,
drank
right?
them? Have
Yeah.
you ever been so fat that you've like been so hungry that you've just taken some shots of the leftover sauce cups that you have in that drawer?
Are you asking me if I've ever drank sauce, Josh?
Yeah.
I think it was directed to me.
No,
but
I've never drank sauce.
I'll
Josh.
tell you. So, Josh, I'll on that point, I have a bit I'm trying to figure out. This past week, so I've been dieting, and I'm watching how much flour and bread I eat. Okay. But at the same time, my wife ordered breakfast a few days ago, and there was like, the little things of jam and butter. They were left over. Okay. And it had been eyeing me for like 3 days. And I was like, I'm just going to eat it. I'm going to eat it with a spoon. I don't give a shit. And I did. And I was like, that's a low point in my life. That I'm like, I ate jam and the butter, like the takeout one, like with a spoon. And I'm like, that's too far.
I wanted toast, but I wasn't allowed to have carbs.
One step farther.
That was it.
Step farther.
Great.
You
Dude.
did it at least
That's
with
fantastic.
a spoon. I've done it with just my tongue.
Let's be honest.
You're having it with
I
some
don't-
class,
I don't know you guys well. I didn't use a spoon. I said I used a spoon. I didn't use a spoon. Okay, I was, I was in there. Like, guy, I got the corners. Like I was all over that. Like, I got a massive tongue. Like, trust me, I destroyed that thing, and it was all. Listen, I could have turned that thing into a knot in my mouth and spit out the package. Like that's what I could have done. Okay, so I just tried to be nice to myself.
Can I please remind the majestic Minotaur down in the corner, John Beecroft, that question was not directed towards him.
Oh,
but us 3 ogres.
It was not to me.
You're like, oh my god, who had the hell drank sauce? And we're over here like,
John Beecroft looks like Merlin right now.
The judgment from John too is like, you guys are gross. Like you're
he's like, you drink sauce.
Yeah, man, that's a thing. It's not like we're not proud of it. We're not proud of it, but it's like it's definitely a thing. Yeah. Like, listen, it's kind of the thing is like, if there's whipped cream in my house, I've eaten it like that's happened. Yeah. Like 100%.
I've done that.
Yeah, but like this is
that's
like
barbecue sauce. Okay, I'm not
so true, but it depends on the barbecue sauce.
Gross.
It depends on the barbecue sauce, right? Like
I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. I've walked by. I'm hungry. I've squeezed bottles of a lot of things in my mouth.
Yeah, I'll be honest, John. At this point, I don't think anyone is thinking that you would be the voice of reason in most scenarios. Just. In general,
no, I would tell you to do more cocaine and less barbecue sauce.
Hell yeah.
But I don't take that how you will.
That's how you get a heart condition, John. Okay, that's how you get a heart
fentanyl condition in this country, man.
But boy, that's real cool.
This was a fun boat ride, y'all. I think we're pulling it short, aren't we?
Josh, we have our video to play at the end. Remember what happened?
Yes. Oh, fuck. I had to kind of put that out of my mind, but this is something that we want to say actually. Okay, I can serious this for a second because this I actually do want to share. This is sad. Do you want to start with, do you want to introduce what's going on? I don't know if
no, you go ahead. You were closer.
Wait though.
You gotta play it.
I know. Okay, keep
Anyway,
on
first
talking
off-
for a second. Do y'all know what like what is the
Hold
so
on,
you
Josh.
say like
Hold on,
sauce.
Josh. Yeah, hold on. First, because this is about to get heavy. I just want to say thank you so much for John Beecroft and Dino, the Genetic Marvel, for coming out. Very funny guys, very cool to hang out with. I had a blast this episode. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for spending your time with us on a Friday night, by the way.
No problem. Thanks, guys.
And we would love to have you back. We are going to be doing our 8th. Right now, we're thinking either 8th or 10th show this season. So a month or so from now, we're going to do the majorly special roast of Joshua Lynch. And if either one of you or both of you would like to be on that show, we would love to have you. And you're going to roast the hell out of Josh and me if you want to, because I'll be the roast master for Josh's
Nice.
roast on the podcast.
Thank you.
He'll be able to come back and roast you guys too. So that should be fun. So we're gonna try to make it a night.
I have a question about that. Brandon, do you do the editing for the show?
Well,
one.
There's really not much editing.
videos and stuff. Yeah, but
Could I get a sound clip? Would that be?
Oh yeah.
Oh, of this, yeah, 100%. We're now putting this on Spotify and everything, but
I would use it for the roast specifically. But yes, we'll definitely talk about that because. Have you seen my wiener, Josh? Because it's huge. I'll tell you that right now. Okay, this is yeah.
I do appreciate this was a fun boat ride. Like Brandon said, we're about to go down. So right now, if y'all want to stay, listen.
Also, you gotta say what it is. You haven't said what it is yet, so don't play the video until you.
Oh no, yeah. I'm not playing the video. I'm just saying hit one up of it because honestly, what it was is a fellow comedian in Kansas City this week. Angelia Starr actually took her life on Monday. So that's a tough thing. I mean, a lot of people I know deal with that, and it's tough. I mean, honestly, like I've shared out to the world, and what I'm trying to get across is like I've been in that deep spot. I've been pushed down. I've written up the note. I've had the bottles. I've tried. I mean, Mr. Stupid even failed at that, but I'm glad I failed at that. Yeah. I'm glad I failed that I'm still here to be able to share that story with people because we don't want to lose someone young. I've had those thoughts and you're like, nobody gives a shit about me anyway. So no one's going to give a shit about me when I'm gone. And that's wrong because people that you don't even know that you've touched their lives, you touch their lives. Like the littlest things that meeting her, just being there at Mike's, getting to perform with her, getting to have her on my first episode of this podcast. Like we weren't unbelievably like great friends. We weren't like, ooh, texty buddies all the time, but she still had an impact. So that's what I'm just trying to share to people.
When you would go to shows in the city or go to Mike's, if you were getting laughs by a female, most likely it was from her, right? Yeah. So like she was the one that was laughing and supportive of everybody doing comedy, and she was pursuing her dream to do it too. And she was very always like the best way to say it is like bubbly, like upbeat, happy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it was a shocker to me. But Josh was closer to her, and you just don't want to see somebody go at 29, right?
Yeah,
that's way too young.
For real.
Yeah. You guys lost someone in your scene. That's always hard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was somebody good in the scene. Like she, actually like was performing. People had it. She had a monthly show She started a all women show at one of the bars around here, so we appreciate for that. They're keeping that going for sure. Of it, like they're doing a special one this month, and we'll actually be out there during this one. We're gonna live broadcast from there.
Yeah,
For
and
that
also
special.
she was just like she was the first guest of this podcast when Josh started it. I started my Tuesday night mic go 5. She was the first comic group of comics to go on that. So like she was really supportive, and she seemed respected by everybody for being new to comedy, just getting up on
100%.
stage. She was funny. She had like a unique perspective, if you want to call it that, when she was doing comedy, and kind of came out of left field. And it's just heartbreaking because now her family's going to have to deal with that, and not just her family, but the comics and Casey and the gaming community. Right, Josh? She was in gaming or something.
Oh, big thing in like
Yeah,
board games here. Like she actually ran a
it's
board game
crazy.
shop for a couple years. I know she like managed that. She's from Canada. Very like sweet. And then I know um
So we're gonna end the show with this, Josh. If you would like to play it, but the show's gonna just play out to this. It's um 4 minutes 20 seconds, and it's yeah,
and
Josh.
and before it does, let's just toke one up. Remember, take a drink. Just in salute that you reach out to people no matter if you think they're fine, no matter if you're not. It doesn't hurt to take an extra 30 seconds and reach out. And I don't mean just sending a hey, like actually ask, because people just tell me, "Oh, hey, how are you?" I'm like, I don't want to keep answering how are you. I want something more deep. So, give that to a fellow man. Be nice. We love you all of it. We loved you, Angelia. You
Yeah, well,
really were always fun to be around. So,
Thank you to anyone who has shown so much support for what I'm trying to do. I love you all so much, and I will see you at the next show. Mwah!
can't believe you made this. So,
Hey guys, what do you call a guy who masturbates while crying?
you opened yourself up. I'm sorry.
Can you be a rose quench? Is that what you're feminine
That was beautiful, Joe.
I do appreciate you making that, Brandon.
Oh,
yeah.
Brandon.
That
Yeah,
was
you're welcome, buddy. It's really the least I can do, and it was something that I hated doing. The fact that I was having to do that.
Yeah.
You know, she and I'm not calling anybody out because I'm new to the scene and stuff like that. I'm not saying anything about that, but I was reading through comments of people posting that were her friends from outside the comedy scene, right? And they were saying things like, "Oh, I should have reached out to you," or "I should have stayed in touch with you," like childhood friends and stuff like that. And people were saying that, and I was like, "Man, no, it's not that. It's like nobody knew really. Like everybody's going to try to take blame on it, okay?"
yeah. You don't.
It's that's the problem though, is that no one feels that they should be
Yeah.
permitted to actually reach out when they need help. Guy, honestly, like that's the worst, like of all, like, and you know what? And that's it's sad. It's horrible and it's sad and it's something that like and you know what, from like Toronto's comedy community, I think every comedy community, any community in general should be proactive when it comes to uh, um, mental health and how it affects you on a daily basis, because being healthy is it's mind, body, soul, it's everything. There's so much to it. And you know what? There's no instruction manual. There isn't. None of us have that, you know?
Yeah.
I wish people would give themselves more chances. I mean, I'm not saying a chance. Because then you're like, well, maybe it happened over and over and over again, right?
It
Give
does.
yourself multiple chances and tries to course correct. I mean, there's a thing, like, think about it. Today, at one point today, maybe you were sitting at a stop sign and you took a right, and now you're where you're at right now. Well, there's a fucking reality where you took a fucking left and you're in another reality. So if you don't like the reality that you're in, talk to somebody and try to get a different perspective and try to change that reality.
Yep.
If you see yourself wanting to do stand-up comedy, right? It's like you can't win the lottery if you don't buy a ticket. Okay.
Yeah.
So if you see yourself wanting to do comedy and do it successfully, then you have to go and make those choices to put yourself in that reality, that universe where now you're doing comedy. That means you got to go look up where the shows are, how to go to the shows, and go do it. Right. So if you give yourself a chance to make different, I don't know. I mean, I don't know her situation. God knows. I mean, God, whatever you believe in, why she did that. It's heartbreaking because you never would have thought that, right?
Yeah, I just think mental health is not seen as it is, and honestly, people don't realize it as much. But I really think in like the comedian world,
Oh yeah, dude.
those are ones because you think, oh, well, they're making me laugh on stage and they are just this bubbly personality, but you don't know what I have to like, that I'm just doing that to mask my pain. Because honestly, I won't lie. After this happened, what we found out, and an hour and a half later, I had a show that I was hosting, and I enjoyed it though, hosting, and I kind of went over the top with it because that was masking my pain at that moment. So you might not have been able to tell at all that anything was wrong because I'm just that bubbly happy. So it's just
Yeah.
It's always who you least
And look,
expect.
and it
that's
is so.
fair, but that's and that in and of itself is not a good thing, right? Like it's being processing that kind of loss and concealing it so that people don't know how you feel. Like those aren't good things. I had a friend, close friend in the comedy community who I met through the comedy community, didn't know him otherwise. He's a close friend, and he had lost someone. I forget who it was, but he was like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna stay home." I'm like, "Listen, I'm not saying you have to go up on stage, but just come out, have a beer, and go home. That's it. Just come out." And you know what? When people were like, "Hey, how's it going?" and he was like, "Oh, you know," and they were like, "Hey, come." Like, granted, not everyone in any community is going to be open arms and want to talk things through. That's no one's responsibility, but there are always people who say, "Hey, let's sit down for 5 minutes and just have a chat."
Yeah.
They're not going to fix the world, but you know what? Let's take 5 minutes, just 5 minutes. It's a simple set. 5 minutes. Let's just talk. That's it. And I'm like, that's honestly one of the biggest things that people in any community should be doing is saying, you know what? How about we just sit down and talk for 5 minutes? We don't have to address anything. We're not going to change anything. We're just going to talk and realize, hey, we're both human beings and it matters that we stay here. It's that simple, right? And it's hard. And that's not a criticism to anyone. It's just a fact. Like, that's my opinion.
No, you are correct. People need to. That's 100%. Is you just need to talk more. You need to see that person that is in the corner, how I see it, and go talk to that person of it. Because, like, I know starting out in like the comedy scene, and for the most part, even times now, I'll sit in the corner just by myself of it because of my anxiety so much and things like that.
It's very intimidating, just starting out and green and everything.
And you're starting. But like, reach out to that person. Like, how hard is it that, and especially in a community, and if you're already known in said community, what's gonna hurt you by going to talk to this person? Like, it's not like they're all gonna say, "Ooh, I'm never gonna book so and so because he talked to that random person that won mic."
Yeah, that clickiness.
I don't know.
It's like
I hate to put a laugh on it, but
those people anyway, though. It's like
that's my opinion. It's like, listen, it's hate me for the person I am, not the person you think I am.
Yeah,
that's that simple, right?
Also, what you could do is if you don't feel comfortable talking to somebody that you know, talk to a fucking stranger. When I was doing comedy in my early days back in Atlanta, I was about 3 years in. I was like, I want to try to move somewhere. I don't want to go to New York. I don't want to go to LA. Okay, this is back in 2011, right? And I'm thinking, I want to go somewhere else. Like, I'm in Atlanta. I want to go somewhere similar, but maybe that's growing, so I can start putting up more shows or something. And I went out to fucking Austin to go out there, but I wouldn't have chose Austin if a buddy in the comedy scene in Atlanta didn't tell me to, hey, reach out to this guy. He's a comic. You don't know him, but he knows a lot about, you know, stuff like that. And see what he says. And he said Austin's going to boom. Is going to boom in comedy. Like, go out to Austin and be a part of that. Well, he was like 10 years early, right? Now it's starting to boom. But I was in a situation I didn't know what to do. I knew that I wanted to kind of branch out and try to do comedy in other scenes. And I reached out to a fucking stranger that was more than happy to give me guidance. And that's what long story short, reach out to the stranger. They may be able to give you guidance that you wouldn't have got because you don't want to fucking talk to your friends or people that you're acquaintances of. You know what I'm saying?
It's an outside perspective, right? Like, they don't know you, so they're just going on the information you tell them. They're like, oh, okay, that's it, right? And that's like, listen, it costs you nothing to be kind and polite. And listen, if someone is a dick, then they have earned that lack of being kind of polite, but give people a shot. You know, it's only fair. Anyways, guys, I'm about to piss my pants. Thank you so much for having me.
No,
I
thank
totally
you.
want to be back. Yeah.
Appreciate
of
it.
course.
You will come
No,
back
no.
and roast me, I guess.
I want to
Roast
see you
me
on that
in my-
roast.
I'm
Because
gonna
I
roast
think
the shit out of you and your fucking giant man tits. Trust me, I'm gonna destroy you. Okay. Now he's feeling himself
wait,
up. I
wait,
don't
wait,
understand what to
wait.
do.
Hey, just let me say, I'm gonna do a show in drag probably before the roast, so then y'all get to have that as well. Because I'm Daisy Earnhardt is gonna be her name. With some
Daisy Earnhardt.
Yep, and I live in Bush Light,
I can't picture you with a different name. Now that's just gonna be in my head forever.
It's
So
his cousin.
Wild.
It's his cousin.
I love it, guys. It's been awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'll
Dino.
definitely be in touch, and we'll see you soon.
Absolutely.
You know.
Bye, guys.
Good
Thanks.
night and good
Night.
luck.
Yeah.